So I'm just back from UFC Fight Night London, Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady in the main event. There's a lot to talk about on this card, so let's get right into the main event where you have Leon Edwards being submitted in the 4th round by Sean Brady. What was that performance? And I don't want to take anything away from Sean Brady. Sean Brady looked really good in there. He shut Leon Edwards out completely. It was a short notice matchup for Sean Brady. He took this fight on 3 weeks notice, had to fly over to the UK, and he absolutely destroyed Leon Edwards. Completely. He embarrassed Leon Edwards in there. Completely embarrassed the guy. I actually cannot believe this fight. Now, when this fight first was being rumoured, even before it was Leon versus JDM, I thought Sean Brady was going to be a horrible matchup for Leon Edwards. The guy is a volume striker, he's constantly on the front foot, and his wrestling, in my opinion, might not be as good as the likes of a Bilal, or Colby, or Tomar. I would actually maybe go as far to say now, his wrestling is maybe better than Usman and Colby's. Maybe. I don't know, I would need to go back and look at it. But regardless, his overall grappling, when he gets you down, his transitions, the way he's able to attack submissions, his jiu-jitsu is better than any of those other grapplers that Leon Edwards has faced. So I thought that would be a problem, especially after seeing Belal Muhammad be on Leon Edwards' back for such a long time. I thought if Sean Brady can get that position, the fight's going to be over essentially. Sean Brady's jiu-jitsu is just too good to allow that to happen, if you know what I mean, for Leon to allow him to be there for that long. But anyway, round 1 starts. Sean Brady is aggressive right out there. Leon Edwards, right, when he was walking out, the place erupted. It was hyped up. He came out. He looked like he was raring to go. He really did. Even with the announcements as well, it looked like Leon Edwards wanted to be there. It looked like it was time to go. As soon as the bell rang, it's as if this guy just fucking shut off. Leon Edwards was that shit last night. He may as well have not even walked out to that crowd. He may as well have just stayed at home. He was awful. And again, it's hard. It's not right to say that because Sean Brady looked really good in there. But Leon didn't show up at all. At all. He put up no resistance. And now you could say, well, that's because Sean Brady's that good. Is Leon that bad? Is he? Because if Leon's that bad, then is Tomar Usman, how bad's he? You know what I mean? How bad is this division as a whole that we thought Usman, Colby and Leon were the 3 best that were going to reign this division forever? The welterweight division has just been completely flipped on its head. How good is Belal Muhammad? This performance from Leon was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. This guy will never ever sniff a UFC title shot again. In fact, I'll go one step further. The UFC will never ever have this guy headline a card again, because that was fucking embarrassing. That was embarrassing. His performance at UFC 304 as well wasn't great either. That was pretty embarrassing as well. All the excuses that he made up. Now, Leon did admit to having staph coming into this matchup, staph infection. But he himself said that wouldn't be a factor. So he said it wouldn't be a factor. So people now can't say that was a factor. What was his game plan as well? The part that I can't even wrap my head around either is Leon shot on Sean Brady. Leon Edwards shot probably one of the worst, piffless takedowns I've ever seen. There was no effort at all put into that. It's not as if it was early, they were both on the feet, no one had initiated the grappling and Leon wanted to be the first one to do it. No. This guy had already been comfortably out-grappled by Sean Brady for large parts of the fight. Leon then gets back standing and then shoots a takedown on him. Is this real fucking life? At one point, I actually came on the social media, TikTok, and said, I believe Leon was going to be the best welterweight of all time. I believed that after seeing him fight Tomar Usman. I believed that. I couldn't have been more wrong. And see, for the people saying he might be the worst champion in UFC history, He actually might be. I'm not even joking. And like, you know, maybe in a week's time I'm going to come on here and say Leon Edwards is underrated. That's probably what I'm going to do because I like Leon Edwards. But fuck, that there was shit. There is not one positive you can take away from that Leon Edwards performance, not one. Like, where was the takedown defense that we've seen in his last 3 matchups? I knew Sean Brady would have got him down, but Leon has showed really good takedown defense throughout his career. Or are we now realising that the grapplers and the guys that were at the top of the welterweight division for so long actually weren't as good as what we thought they were? And the thing with this performance is it should be all praise to Sean Brady because he absolutely annihilated Leon Edwards. It should be all praise to Sean Brady. What a win. Took it on short notice. He's the number 1 contender now, in my opinion. Do not have Shavkat Rakhmonov even think that he's getting a title shot after JDM Bilal Muhammad. I know Bilal Muhammad TKO'd him, but the improvements this guy has made. Is he a world-class striker? No. Not by any means. But the guy is efficient with his strikes. He uses his strikes to set up his takedowns. His grappling. He might be the best when it gets to the mat grappler in the division, in my opinion. Now, maybe his wrestling, he struggled with Bilal, but someone said he actually had staff going into that matchup. But again, I'm not going to use that as an excuse for Sean Brady being TKO'd from Bilal Muhammad when I'm not taking the staff infection excuse from Leon Edwards for Sean Brady. So all praise should be going to him. But that performance wasn't... Like, Leon didn't show up. He really didn't. And Sean Brady is good, don't get me wrong. I think this guy will become champion one day, definitely. But I find it hard to say, oh, this guy is... He was so good, what a performance. Because, like, Leon he didn't show up at all. He really fucking didn't. I think he landed, like, one nice elbow. It's the takedown for me. Like, and we'll get on to Jordan Vucenic as we go down the card. Do the UK fighters outside of Tom Aspinall lack fight IQ? Do they lack it? Because there's other things throughout this card that happened. For example, in the Nathaniel Wood fight. Do the UK fighters lack fight IQ? Because that performance... I actually don't know what Leon Edwards does next. I even seen people say he should retire. I actually don't know what he does next. Does he go in there against Ian Gary? He will never ever main event a card again, ever. Leon Edwards will never main event a card again. I don't think, like, I was there live for the card, right? I was there live. The arena loved him when he was walking in. Everyone was hyped up. Everyone in the crowd wanting Leon to win. Cheering for him. Even whenever he was doing stupid shit like shooting for a fucking takedown. The whole arena cheering for him. It's as if... Do you know what it is with Leon Edwards as well? It's as if, like, he won the belt, defended it twice, and it's like, well, it comes across like he's not as hungry anymore. And if that's the case, mate, fair play. I'm sure you've made a boatload of money throughout your career. You've been a champion. You beat Prime Kamaru Usman. Again, how good was Kamaru Usman? Someone tell me in the comments. You beat Kobe. You defended it in your home, or in London, not your hometown, your home country. You defended it against Kamaru Usman. Had a couple of title defenses. If the hunger's not there, retire. Because that there's embarrassing. That there was the height of embarrassing. The game plan as well, I don't get it. And the fact that UFC took his custom fight shorts off him as well. But Sean Brady, he's the number 1 contender in my opinion. Like I said, it should be all props to Sean Brady for what he just done to Leon Edwards. We have never seen him be that dominated before. Even in the rematch with Kamaru Usman, he was never dominated to that extent. But it's as if Leon didn't show up. It's as if he didn't show up. I don't know what's next for Leon. What's next for Sean Brady is the winner of JDM, Bilal Muhammad. Moving on. Jan Blachowicz, did that there get a bonus, that fight, by the way? Did it? Let me see. Performance of the night. Fair play. Sean Brady got that. I thought they might have given like fight of the night or something there. He deserved it. Looked good in there. Moving on, Jan Blachowicz, Carlos Ulberg. Again, Jan Blachowicz won that matchup. They're watching it live. In my opinion, Jan Blachowicz, he was checking a lot of leg kicks. He was landing the more efficient strikes, in my opinion. Yes, he might have been outstruck by Carlos Ulberg, but what's more important in a fight? Landing more damaging blows or tippy-tappy fucking shots that aren't doing anything? And that's me asking a question, because to me, the more powerful shots, the guy pushing the pace, being on the front foot, that should be the guy who wins it, especially in a close fight. But Carlos Ulberg with his tippy-tappy shots, on the back foot, skating around the cage the entire time, and he wins. Doesn't really make much sense to me, in my opinion. And Carlos Ulberg got on the mic and called for a title shot. We obviously know that's not going to happen. He's going to need at least one more. Yuri Prohaska was in the crowd. That's the fight to make next. Jan Blachowicz, what's next for him? The guy's like 106 years of age. A long way away from the title now, if we're being honest. Like, at least 2. And there would need to be 2 big wins as well. You could have him fight maybe the winner of Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree. That could be an option, I suppose. Or the winner of Reyes, Nikita Krylov. Do we really want to see a Reyes rematch though if he wins that? Which I don't think he's going to anyway, but say he does. I don't know. I don't know what's next for Jan. I thought he was really, really hard done by here. I thought he should have won. It was a close fight, don't get me wrong. No one really stole the show. But who had the better moments, landed the better shots, in my opinion, the more damaging blows? From where I was sitting anyway, I haven't rewatched these on the phone or anything like that, was Jan Blachowicz. I'm still fucked off by the Leon performance. Like, moving on, Gunnar Nelson, Kevin Holland. Gunnar Nelson got hit with that 45-70. What I want to know is, why can Kevin Holland be so good when he wants to be, and so fucking shit half the time? Stay at 170. Why are you going to 185? Like, I think Kevin Holland could actually make a run in the UFC's welterweight division. Now, that might be... I might be thinking too far ahead here, because he beat Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson, don't get me wrong, he was on a 2-fight win streak, but very inactive. Hasn't fought high level opposition recently anyway. Going into this matchup, I thought Gunnar Nelson, this was going to be a very, very quick submission win for him. Kevin Holland looked good. He showed good takedown defense in this matchup. This is what I don't get. Why do you not fight like this all the time? Why? If this is how you can fight at 170, and the consistency, if you can show this type of consistency at 170, stay there. Because I think he can go far in this division. What's next for Gunnar Nelson? I'm unsure. I mean, round 1, Kevin Holland did hit him clean with that big right hand. Gunnar Nelson was saved by the bell. He really was. Even when he stood up, his legs were all over the show. He was wobbling over the place. Kevin Holland hit him, hurt him. You obviously had that weird exchange where like Kevin Holland was like wrapped around him and Gunnar Nelson just like fucking deadlifted him. Outside of that, I'm trying to think what was round 2. Round 2 was a Gunnar Nelson round, if I remember correctly. He completely out-grappled Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, though, even when he was taken down, he was actively looking to get up, trying to look for these big submissions, throwing his legs up, just being a real pain, to be honest, on the mat. Which was good to see, instead of him being taken down and just being choked out and quit. And not that he quits, but being choked out or just giving up as soon as the fight goes to the mat. It was nice to see him keep fighting. A part of me feels like Kevin Holland maybe had word from the UFC to be like, if you lose this, you are going to the GFL. Because this guy is going to be on big money. He fights all the time as well. And he was on a bit of a losing streak, if I remember correctly. But yeah, he looked good in there. Round 3, Gunnar Nelson got him down again. Kevin Holland got up. His knees in the clinch were really good in there. Round 1, Gunnar Nelson really got saved by the bell. I thought we were going to get a KO finish. Kevin Holland looked good. Stay at 170. This is your weight class. Stop moving to 185. On down the card, Molly McCann, again, place erupted for her. Again, I was right with this one. I predicted Alexia to win. Might have the worst walkout ever. Stop fucking dancing. get in the cage and fight. Stop breakdancing out to the cage. Just get in and fight. You're in the UK trying to get the crowd to cheer you. Nobody will cheer you when you're fighting Molly McCann. So stop dancing, get in the cage, fight, and fuck off. Right? Molly McCann looked okay on the feet. Her kick got caught, got taken down. She done well at one point. I thought she was going to get submitted. She didn't. Everyone cheered. And then like a couple seconds later, she got submitted after that. But she retired. I think Molly McCann was going to be released after this, to be honest. That was my prediction if she had lost. So, I think she wanted to go out on her own terms, not the fucking fighter report on Twitter leaking that she's been released. I think she might want to go out on her own terms. Bruce Buffer giving her a hug. She had a nice reception, everybody cheering for her. You had Paddy in the crowd crying. You had Dana White there giving her a hug, Hunter Campbell, all that. Yeah. I think it's what's best for her, to be honest. I mean, you probably could have kept her around and stuck her on the UK shows, like, because she will always get a pop, but I think she's on too good of a money. Too good amount of money. A too good of amount of money, if that makes sense. I don't even think that does. I'm so fucking tired for her to keep her around. She looked shit. As soon as the fight went to the match, she looked ass. Alexia, though, I can't say her second name, could be one to watch out for. I think she's now 12-1. Good UFC debut. Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan. This is what I mean about UK fighters. Well, Chris Duncan is from the UK and he actually showed a bit of fight IQ in this matchup. But what the fuck is with shooting for takedowns when you've been out grappled and you have the advantage on the feet? Now, obviously, Jordan Vucenic got dropped by a big right hand by Chris Duncan in the very first round. However, after that, the majority of the striking exchanges, Jordan Vucenic was landing the better work and looked a lot faster. And then he shoots for a takedown. Why? Why do people do this? And then he gets submitted. Now he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Like, I honestly thought when Jordan Vucenic signed to the UFC, we know who his debut was against. We will get on to him, don't worry. Close fight. I thought, right, took on a short notice. He's looked good in Cage Warriors. He's been in there with a lot of high-level guys that have gone on to do stuff in the UFC or other promotions like Paul Hughes, Morgan Charriere. We will get on to him, don't worry. But that there was ridiculous. Fair play to Chris Duncan. Big underdog. Got the win. Jordan Vucenic, I don't know who he fights next, but he needs a spectacular win or he's back to Cage Warriors. If he doesn't pull it out of the bag, he's back to Cage Warriors. Why? I don't understand why he shot for a takedown. You've been out grappled. Why are you shooting for a takedown? I would understand if, like, I don't get it. I actually don't fucking get it. The amount of money I lost last night on this card. I don't get it. Do you just switch your brain off? Same with Leon. I would get it if the grappling was close and you maybe want to shoot a takedown to throw just something out there. It's a close fight. You want to try and get the takedown to win the round or something. You've been clearly out grappled and then you choose to shoot a takedown. It doesn't make sense. I like Jordan Vucenic, though. He's fun to watch. He needs a win and a big win in his next fight, or he's back to Cage Warriors. Chris Duncan, he's looking to stay active. Keep him active. He's on a win streak now. I'm pretty sure he's only had one loss in the UFC. He called out Terence McKinney for UFC 314. Don't see why not. McKinney's coming off a win in the first round, I think, by KO. Chris Duncan, yes, he was cut, but I think he can make a quick enough turnaround. I think he trains out of the American Top Team, which are near Miami, if I remember correctly. A nice wee prelim fight, make it happen. Moving on, Nathaniel Wood versus Morgan Charriere. Look, Nathaniel Wood, in my opinion, needs to look into the top 15 now, 100%. The fumble of finishers, if that makes sense. Again, why when you knock Morgan Charriere down with a big right hand, I understand you followed him up to try and get him out of there, but when you realised you weren't getting him out of there, get back up. Get up. This is what I mean about the IQ of some of these UK fighters. I had Morgan Charriere to win. I thought he was going to be losing the fight until he wasn't. I thought Nathaniel Wood's more technical than him. But I thought Morgan Charriere, he's explosive, he's powerful. I thought he would have been able to hit and hurt Nathaniel Wood. But just didn't happen. Nathaniel Wood caught him early on and just shut him out for the rest of the fight. He needs to look into the top 15 now. Now is the time to make a move. I'm trying to think of who I could match him up with. I am going to make fights to make after UFC Fight Night London, so I'll figure it out properly after them. But good win for him. Would have liked to have seen the finish though. Moving on down, Jai Herbert, Chris Padilla. Shit, Chris Padilla won. How Jai Herbert's in the UFC still is kind of beyond me. No offense. Even before he walked out, the only thing they really showed of him to talk about how good his career was him head kicking Ilia Topuria, and then he got flatline KO'd after that anyway. So moving on, Leonard Kavanagh versus Felipe dos Santos. Look, I'm going to be honest, I thought Felipe dos Santos won that fight. I really do. Obviously, big cut busted up on Kavanagh's head. He showed really good grappling in there, and he did land some big shots when he was on top of Felipe dos Santos. Felipe dos Santos clearly took rounds 1, in my opinion. Kavanagh, yes, did have a lot of control time, but in my opinion, the damage that Felipe dos Santos was landing when he was on bottom with those elbows. Again, I haven't really watched this fight back. This is just my opinion from where I was sitting. It looked like he was doing better work off his back than Kavanagh was on top of him. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I need to go back and rewatch it. But I thought Felipe dos Santos should have won this fight. I thought he should have won it. I really do. I thought even when he was taken down, but he done better work off his back than what Kavanagh done on top of him, if I'm remembering it correctly. Just my opinion. I thought Felipe dos Santos. I think Leonard Kavanagh is going to go very far in this division. I also think Felipe dos Santos is also going to go very, very far. These are the future guys of the UFC's flyweight division, although I can't remember what age dos Santos is, so he might be like 106, and maybe he's not the future. But I think he will go far. He looked good. I thought he was hard done by here, to be honest. Moving on down, Tybura McParkin. Close fight. Again, this is another reason as to why the heavyweight division is so shit in the UFC. No prospects. Only one fight that people want to see in Jones-Aspinall. Aspinall, by the way, with the duck in the crowd and all. Phenomenal. Get this fight with John Jones made. I thought Tybura did win. If I'm going to be honest, I thought McParkin had a very good second round, was it? Where he was landing a lot of follow-up shots on the ground. But I thought Tybura just edged it. A shit fight though. It was crap. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of these fights, I actually enjoyed the event, but some of the fights were shit. Like this one here, Christian Leroy Duncan. Don't even want to waste much time on this. I understand in a lot of his fights he does clinch up with people, but why are you clinching up with Pulev when you're clearly out striking him and beating the fuck out of him out in the open on the feet? Why are you clinching with him? Doesn't make sense. Good win though. Shauna Bannon versus Tomar. Puja Tomar. Tomar, I'll say his surname, sorry. This was probably the best thing on the card. Shauna Bannon got fucking hit with that headshot dead. Shout out to Leon Edwards. Fuck you. Fucking that performance against Sean Brady. What the fuck? But anyway, caught with a head kick. And honestly, I thought she was out. Like, if Tomar had walked away from that after head kicking her, I think the referee might have just been like, no more. Even the follow-up shot she landed, Shauna Bannon to be able to come back to life, essentially, and get the armbar, really, really impressive. I hope she got a bonus for that. Let me see. Yeah, performance of the night. Well deserved. Probably the highlight of the card, in my opinion. Moving on, Nathan Fletcher versus Loughran. I thought Nathan Fletcher was hard done by, to be honest. I thought he won rounds 2 and 3. Round 2, he took Loughran's back for basically the majority of the round. Round 3, Loughran had a lot of success at the start with the grappling, just stalling. Nathan Fletcher thought he'd done really good work at the end of round 3. I thought he took it, but it was one of them ones. There was a lot of the fights on this card, to be honest, where they were really, really close, and the wrong man won, in my opinion. You had this one, Felipe dos Santos, but I need to rewatch that one, so I might be really wrong on that one. Jan Blachowicz, thought he was hard done by. People are saying Mick Parkin. Again, I thought Tabura just nicked it, but would have to go back and rewatch it. And finally, Garam versus Fernandez. Garam Kutzaledze. He bought the fucking Avengers out with him. Ilya's brother, and Hamzat Chimaev. And this guy proceeded to be absolutely fucking useless. Fernandez beat him up everywhere. Like, the arena was pretty much empty for this fight, which I don't understand why people pay all this money for tickets and aren't there for the first fight. But anyway, Garam, the leg kicks that he was taking, holy shit. And I thought the referee might have stopped at some points because he went down because of the leg kicks and just didn't move. Fernandez looked good. I knew he was dangerous and powerful, but I thought Garam would have mixed in the grappling. I thought he would have had success with his grappling. I thought the first round would have been dangerous for him, but after that, I thought he would have eased into it and just outworked Fernandez, but it didn't happen. Didn't happen. Fernandez, great win. Garam literally had the Avengers in his corner. And he was such a big underdog as well. He was such a big favourite. A lot of underdogs came up good on this card. After me saying my predictions, a lot of money to be made here in Jan Blachowicz and Leon Edwards as underdogs. Yeah, UFC Fight Night London. I enjoyed the experience of being there. Make sure if you haven't, go back and watch yesterday's video, which is the vlog of UFC Fight Night London. But Leon Edwards, disappointing. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We're nearly at 30 minutes on this video. Fucking hell. We're going to be matchmaking for the card tomorrow. Let me know what matchups you would think and see. I've got most of the matchups lined up in my head. So let me know what matchups you think should be made next, and I can see if we're on the same page or not. Also, to anybody that I met at UFC Fight Night London, thanks very much. I didn't know what I was going to say there. My brain shut off. Like Leon shooting for a takedown after being out grappled. Yeah, thanks very much for all the support. Everyone I met was lovely. Really dead on. It was nice to meet you. Hopefully I can get out to more of the events. If Leon Edwards is the main event, I won't be fucking anywhere near it. And I advise you don't go near it either. But yes, it was nice to meet all of you. I hope you all had a good time. And I'll see you again in the next video.